Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
You guys, this week has been so long. Felt even longer for us because we've had guests every day, which is always a good time.
But it's so rare for us. I don't think we've actually, in the history of the show, ever had a guest every day.
It's a lot of pressure. Like, you know, and then every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have to be cute. Like, who's coming on the show? What's their vibe? Like, yesterday I went for a very Lady Gang vibe and turned out I looked like a grandma vibe.
Oh, I mean, yesterday on the show, physically, was the worst I've ever looked and actually put me into a really very small depression after the show. Like, I saw my face and I got my chin done and I really felt like no matter how much weight I gained, and I've gained about 20 pounds in the last year, and I like kind of care, but not really. My face has always remained trim and tight. And watching myself on the show yesterday, my face was like back to the balloon face I used to be. And I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
Interesting. Well, I just want to say, today on the stream, we are both looking like the Snatchlers.
Oh my
Our
God.
vibe is
This
matching.
sweatshirt is, literally in the words of Regina George, this sweatshirt is all that fits me right now.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not.
Our vibe is matching. We're pleeny as hell.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm like not wearing black for the first time. I weighed myself this morning and I'm like so upset.
I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? March, I realized this morning because I started a diet this week that I've kept up until Friday. And today I'm actually feeling good because I've had like 4 solid good days. But March is the time to get your summer body because nothing is happening in March. You know, it's like in the Hebrew calendar when they call it like the bitter month, there's no holidays.
No, I don't know.
It's like this is the month to get snatched because we're not going anywhere. Like you can like be good for the whole month and then you'll have your summer body come spring.
I hear you.
This is the month.
I hate that I like have to get snatched. Like I just wish I liked the way that I looked. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have to get snatched for anyone other than yourself.
And myself is like hating my body right now.
So now you have to get snatched so that come April when we're like in Vegas and maybe in Palm Springs, who knows about Coachella Stagecoach, you'll be feeling yourself.
I'm trying. I'm just like struggling between like wanting to accept and love myself, but also like looking in the mirror and like feeling like a beast. Like it's really hard.
It's really hard. But you know
I'm
what?
feeling down.
I think that you look beautiful today.
Thank
it's
you.
all in your head.
By the way, it's not. By the way, one could say that if I didn't make the decision to weigh myself today, because it's not in my head.
No,
it's right there
here's
on the
thing.
scale.
Like last week, I weighed myself, and I was the most I've been in a year and a half. And so them's facts, and I felt so terrible about myself. But what other people see, they don't see that number.
I guess that's true. I mean, whatever. It's fine. Watching myself on the show yesterday from like a physical standpoint, like I was like, oh my God, why did they let that beast hang out with the Lady Gang? And it didn't help like all the members of the Lady Gang are like perfect looking.
Totally.
It was frustrating. By the way, we also recorded an episode of their podcast. I don't think it's going to go up for like 1 or 2 weeks, but it was so funny. Like Jackie got to a laugh where she actually, the podcast was silent because she was
I
laughing.
was laughing, crying, telling a really funny story that I've told before, but never in such detail and like working out the reasons of why it was so fucking awkward. I was crying, laughing, like tears coming out of my eyes. Also, speaking of the Lady Gang, like I know they're so snatched, but you should read their book because you should
know what? I'm actually going to read their book
it this weekend because I think it would make you feel a lot better about how you're feeling.
Oh, really? Okay, wait. I actually was thinking last night about how like I have a very specific genre when it comes to books, like what I like, and I think that this is like an easy to read book that I will read.
Yeah, and also Jessica Simpson's book will make you feel so much better about how you're feeling. I started Jessica
Simpson's book, but I haven't taken any trips, so it's been hard for me to read.
Yeah, I think March is the month where we get it done.
Yeah, I'm just like really, I feel like maybe 50% of the problem I'm feeling with myself physically is that I need to wax my lip. It's been quite a minute. And I think if I take care of that today, which I'm going to do, my life might change.
There are some small things that you could do. You know what else you could do?
Eyebrows.
Get a spray tan.
Oh my God, you know what?
Sheds 5 pounds like that.
Jackie, you're so right. I'm going to Versus Spot today.
You should.
I just am feeling like an all week.
Treat yourself.
We've had such a good week, like for our business. I feel like we had so many different guests, and we, by the way, we had so much fun with the Lady Gang yesterday. If you haven't seen our TikTok with them, head over on our Instagram. It's fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
We literally spent 3 hours working on it.
Yeah, but Kelty and Becca are like choreographers, so they made it premium, and they even helped us with our side of the dance.
Yeah, we were being like losers.
Yeah, but she's a fucking rockette. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had no choice but to listen to her.
Yeah. So it was really funny. They're so fun. I had such a good time.
Spray tan.
We were with them for like 5 hours yesterday.
I know. You know, I was thinking I was going to go to lunch with them, but then I realized we actually spent like 4 hours here that like I let them go to lunch by themselves. But they're just like the nicest girls.
Yeah, they are. And they work really hard.
And no one really talks about how they're like trailblazers. Like they walked so we could run. Mm-hmm. And we pay respect.
Yeah, we have no choice but to respect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Also, we both went to the Celine Dion concert last night.
I knew that if you remembered, it would have been the first thing that you said. But I was getting there. We both went to the Celine Dion concert last night separately.
I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Did you cry?
Okay, so I was with Zach, and like for some reason, like when she came out, the first 3 songs were so beautiful. And her song, That's the Way It Is, like even
that's the
reciting the lyrics, I could cry when it's like, When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it. And that's the way it is. Like, those lyrics give me chills. Like, love comes to those who believe it. Don't give up on your faith.
I just got chills.
So the whole time I had tears in my eyes. And even when she sang that song from her new album, Courage, I was about to start crying.
That's where we need to talk.
But because of coronavirus, I refused to touch my face.
Oh, shit.
And so I wouldn't let the tears come down my cheeks because then I would have had to pat them away. I sat at the Barclays Center. I did not touch one thing. I sat with my hands clasped the entire time. I did not get a snack. I did not get a drink. I did not go to the bathroom.
Oh my God, you're making me feel so self-conscious. I did all of those things.
By the time I got home, I had to pee so badly because I would not touch anything.
Oh my God. I totally forgot about Corona.
I was like in Corona zone. But also, like, you were in the front row, so like you weren't as slammed as me.
I just have to say, like, I cannot take credit for the tickets. People are like, how did you get tickets? I've never been to an arena and sat in the front row. I've had very good seats. I've had seats given to me by an artist, and I've never sat in the, like, no one in front of you, just the stage. And of course, Brian is Celine Dion's #1 fan, and he was celebrating his birthday, so like he got a bunch of tickets for his mom and his friends, and he was so nice to give me one. And Marge came, and
it was a TNN reunion.
It was a TNN reunion. Literally, the show was incredible. I was freaking out because we went to dinner at Cicconi's Dumbo, which, have you been?
Of course.
It was my first time.
We just had our book club there.
It's delicious and just so scenic. Took me 45 minutes to get over the Brooklyn Bridge, but whatever.
But you had to go there anyway.
Right. So we were like planning to get there at 8:30 because that's where we heard she was going on. And then in the middle of our dinner, someone texted me that she actually goes on at 8:10. So literally it was mayhem getting in the car because the first song she sings, I know, is It's All Coming Back to Me Now. And I couldn't miss that.
Yeah.
So we literally got I got from the curb to my seat in 7 seconds. Like, I left everyone. I just couldn't. And Brian has seen her so many times. I need to apologize to all the toasters who I literally like ran by. I had to get there for the first song. And I got there like 4 minutes to spare. It was perfect. We all sat down. It's all coming back to me now. Like, I absolutely lost my mind. Like, that song means so much to me, mostly because of Rachel Berry, but also because of Celine Dion. And it was so spectacular. And I had tears in my eyes. And then I like calmed down. And then I just enjoyed the rest of the concert. And she did a few covers that I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't crazy about. But
this show starts so strong. And at the beginning of the show, I was like, oh my God, is she here tomorrow too? Because I need to see this again.
She's here Saturday.
I kind of want to go again.
I know. We have plans. That's why we can't.
Oh no, but we have to. Oh yeah.
Well,
shit.
Okay, wait. So
okay,
the covers. I went to the bathroom, and then she was like, I'm going to play something for my new album. And I was like, boo. And I like sat down. And Brian was like, no, you need to listen to this song. So me, Brian, and Marge were sitting. And I started like sobbing at this song. It's so sad. Like, it's about her husband passing away. And it's like, courage, don't fail me now. It's so sad. I literally started sobbing. Like, Margaret and Brian were like hugging me, like giving me tissues.
Oh
it was like so emotional. I just wasn't expecting to be like so taken. Like when people are like new music, it's like, girlfriend, just play the hits.
No,
you know?
but like, you know what she's been going through in the last 2 years. You know every word of what that song means. You can relate it to your past, your present, your future. Like, you know that one day that's how you're going to feel about someone.
Oh my God.
I literally had tears in my eyes, and I was like holding my head back so they wouldn't drop so that I didn't have to touch my face.
I was messy-o.
I was Corona vibes.
I was Mousse Smollett. Like, I was so messy at the concert. Like, I was sweating. I looked so ugly because I'm a beast these days. And I was wearing like a hat merch that was like so unflattering.
I saw your hat from my seat. Okay, so I could see TPG from my seat because he's so tall, but I couldn't figure out you, and I hadn't seen your story, so I didn't know what you were wearing yet.
And my stories were going through.
And then I saw when she took off the wristband and threw it, and TPG caught it. And then I saw the two of you, and I was like, is she wearing a bedazzled hat?
I was. It was very Tamra Judge of me and very unlike me.
So crazy.
No, I know. It was her merch.
Okay.
I just like was so like hating the way that I look. I'm like, let me just put this hat on like to cover it all up.
Okay, I understand that.
I couldn't believe that Celine Dion threw her like sweaty wristband to Brian. I mean, I could because Brian goes to all of her concerts and always sits front row, and he's so tall, like he's so memorable. So when she was getting ready to throw it, she was like staring at us, and like of course I thought she was staring at me, and she was like gonna throw it to me, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Even if she was throwing it to you, like Brian's wingspan, you were never getting that.
Also, like Brian paid for my seat, so like I would have had to give it to him anyway. And it was his birthday. Like it was a lose-lose for me.
Yeah.
But he let me smell it.
That's amazing.
And it wasn't even sweaty at all. By the way, her looks, like her outfits,
oh my God. The snatchler.
That big blouse that the sleeves then came off and became just like a cute tuxedo.
So amazing.
You guys, if she comes to your town, you have to go. I couldn't believe it was my first time. I was like embarrassed that it was my first time.
I know, me too. And like the crowd was so amazing. I was watching some people who literally did not sit down once. There was this guy in front of me who was so
I remember most of it.
Oh, amazing. I too took a green cab. It's the move.
It's the move. And you can only take a green taxi in New York if you're out of borough. So like if you're standing in New York, like looking for a cab and a green one rolls by, it won't pick you up because you cannot be in the city. It's an outer borough taxi. And finally, I was out of the borough. I never leave the borough.
Yeah. All I will say is that I was RDH that she did not perform Taking Chances.
Me and Brian said that as well. Brian has seen her 500 times. And you know, that song is what changed Brian's life. Like he was working at this job, like really wanting to fulfill his passion project. He was using on his iPod, listening to the song Taking Chances in the street. And he like stopped and was like, I'm going to do it. And that song like really like changed his life. And he's never seen her perform it, even though he's seen her everywhere. She doesn't perform it.
That's so weird.
I know.
Ugh, I was sad about that.
Me
but
too.
Other than that, that's my only complaint. It was so incredible.
No, if we are complaining, I just did think there was too many covers. First of all, that song she does with Andrea Bocelli was fucking amazing, and she did it better without him. She did 3 covers. 2 I had never heard of, and she like tried to get the audience involved.
She did like the blues cover.
Yeah, and then with having the crowd be like, ooh, ah, ooh, like I just wasn't into that. But then she did like a whole medley of covers, Tina Turner, Queen.
Loved that.
Sickening. Lady Marmalade, sickening.
I loved that.
In her jumpsuit.
Yeah, the songs that she chose weren't my favorite. Like Another One Bites the Dust. If you're gonna like choose a Queen song, why is it that one?
Why is it not Killer Queen?
Yeah, or like All We Hear Is Radio Gaga.
But she did do River Deep Mountain High, which
that was amazing.
What like that Glee. By the way, and you know what? I was listening to all these like old school songs, and I was thinking that the people around me were like, why does this girl know these songs? Like, they're so not our generation. And I know them from Glee. So once again, we have no choice but to respect the Lady Gang.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, it was great. Yeah, I think it's time now for real because they're going to come on the show.
I forgot. We have a guest too.
Mike
Sorrentino and Lauren Sorrentino.
The good news is that the stories are a mess, so we'll speed right through them. It is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And that's true, Jackie. But I'll get right to it. Our episode today is brought to you by Bombas, which is very appropriate because Dave and John was on our show this week. And as I said, they're the most successful company to come out of Shark Tank.
That's crazy, but not so crazy because the socks are stellar, as you're about to hear.
Working out is hard. It's always been hard. Even when it's easy, it's still pretty hard. Preach. Bombas socks can't change that, but they can make it more comfortable. So if your resolution is to get fit this year, start by getting socks that can keep up every step of the way. You do a lot of things to stay active, so Bombas made a lot of different performance socks designed for everything from running to hiking to cycling and more. Whether you're very into sports or planning on getting very into sports, Bombas can help with performance socks in styles made especially for basketball, tennis, running, golf, and more. They're made with lightweight polycotton blend, which means no matter how hard you're working, your feet will stay cool, dry, and comfortable, never sweaty. Bombas socks provide support in places you didn't even know you needed, like your arches. Each sock is built with a special arch support system that's supportive but not too tight, like a nice hug on your foot, a foot hug. Constantly pausing your treadmill to adjust twisted, bunched up socks is enough to make you want to quit. That's why Bombas is designed with left-right contouring and a Y-stitched heel so that they stay perfectly in place. Ever notice that annoying toe seam that socks always have? Oh my God, so true. That little ridge on top, Bombas got rid of it. It's gone. It's just smooth sailing all the way across the top of your foot. Did you know that the socks are the #1 most requested item in homeless shelters? Bombas socks were created to change that. For every pair you buy, Bombas donates a pair to someone in need. That's so lovely, but also, like, I didn't even realize what was wrong with the average sock until Bombas made, like, a much better one. They're always slipping. The toe seam, and, you know, if you have a crusty toenail, you can make a hole in your sock because if they're cheap.
Oh, for sure.
With the seam, like a crunchy toenail could just cut right through that.
At one point, I was wearing such terrible socks that I was like giving myself like an ingrown toe because the sock was jamming into my toenail at all times.
Well, Bombas has fixed that. Go to bombas.com/toast today and get 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/toast for 20% off. Bombas.com/toast.
Sign on, keep your feet warm.
Yeah.
Okay, first story, a little good news. Taylor Swift has donated $1 million to Tennessee tornado relief.
I'm proud.
Taylor Swift is donating $1 million to tornado relief efforts in Middle Tennessee, where deadly storms ravaged countries this week, including Nashville. Counties, not countries, sorry.
I was like, oh my God.
There's just like a one different letter difference in the words. In an Instagram post made Thursday, she said, "Nashville is my home, and the fact that so many people have lost their homes and so much more in Middle Tennessee is devastating to me. I've made a donation to the Middle Tennessee Emergency Response Fund. If you'd like to do the same, swipe up."
I mean, we just love a philanthropic queen. Taylor Swift is always being very philanthropic and never discusses it publicly. If people know about it, it's because it was released through no doing of her own. So this is the first time that she's been charitable, but also been public about it. But that's because she's trying to garner funds from other people. I just love that, like, she's finally being recognized for her philanthropic work and not like hiding it under the rug. Like when she was in Boston giving like 3,000 tickets, like families of fallen police and firefighters. Like we have no choice.
I do feel like we associate her as being very philanthropic. Like, she paid Kesha's legal funds. I also heard a rumor that she was going to pay all of those legal penalties that Kesha had to pay.
The new ones.
Yeah, the new ones.
I heard that too. Not confirmed or anything, but I heard that.
Yeah, so I'd love to see a philanthropic queen setting a great example.
You know, when you hate Taylor Swift, people love to be like, she's only doing it so like people talk about it.
You know what? I don't even care if that's true.
Right, the money's still green.
Money is money, and it's going to the right places. So do what you got to do. The ends justify the means.
Agreed. I hope that all of our Nashville toasters are doing okay. It's so crazy how
so crazy.
Out of nowhere, I feel like. I mean, I don't know. I've never really experienced a tornado, but like with a hurricane, you get warning. Like people evacuate. Like people just woke up and everything was gone.
Yeah.
So scary.
So scary.
So Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So Wizard of Oz. It's really crazy, but I'm glad that people are really stepping up to help.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like those storm chasers who like put themselves in danger and like to like get video of the storm, like those people are so dumb. Like I just think like I know it's
like, what you were gonna say.
It's just like I know it's like a job. It's like an adrenaline thing. Like some people go skydiving. Like some people like get in their pickup trucks and like chase a tornado. It's so dumb. And I just want to put out there like stop doing that. Please. You're putting yourself in danger, and then like first responders who have to come get your dumb ass.
I'm not familiar with this.
Oh my God.
With this industry.
You know, there's literally people who like when people are like evacuating or like there's a tornado, like they want to get it on tape and they like stay to film it.
Interesting.
And then they like drive in their truck like just in the nick of time. It's so stupid.
Oh, that's crazy. That's kind of like Brody Jenner in the hills.
Exactly what
but he wasn't filming it. He was fighting it.
And he was trying to
He was trying to save his house.
Trying to save his house.
I think that he did.
I think that he did too because he covered it in water.
Yeah. So crazy.
But let's just stop chasing storms, okay?
Another very charitable story is that Tony Robbins has raised $18 million for charity with his 60th birthday party. I know he's a controversial queen.
Yeah, big time.
$16 million.
It's good. Like I said, money's still green.
For Operation Underground Railroad, which combats child sex trafficking.
I mean, we have no choice to respect the charitable act, but I'm just not, I'm not going to comment further on Tony Robbins. He's one of those people where it's like, are you canceled or not? In my mind,
definitely not canceled. His birthday party was star-studded.
What?
Yeah. It was at the Microsoft Theater, and Gerard Butler was there, Julianne Hough, Annette Bening, Paris Hilton. They watched Pitbull, Melissa Etheridge, and Cold War Kids perform.
This is where cancel culture gets dicey because it's either we have to cancel everyone or no one, you know?
No, I don't even think he's close to canceled.
No, not at all.
I think he's had some unflattering press and the world kept turning for him. But also he owns his business, so it would have to be his people, you know, choosing no longer to believe in him. But I think he's changed so many people's lives, and I'm actually really unfamiliar with what he does.
Same, because I thought he was like a religious figure, but he's like a motivational speaker, sans religion, but he talks a lot about God.
Yeah. He's just like a very highly respected life coach.
And now Julianne Hough is like getting on his team. Like I only saw because Jackie Schimmel went to the event and like Instagram storied the whole thing. And she does like her dance energy, like Dinergy or something. Like, no, it's like Julianne's dance energy, like Jinergy. Like, I don't know what the name is. It's so dumb. And she like dances and like speaks powerfully and motivates people in like huge arenas. And it's very similar. So it makes sense that she was at Tony Robbins' birthday party. But it's just, but people love it. Like the Kardashians go and it's like 11-hour motivational speaking things. Like, it's I don't know what it is. It's like a cult, but like not religious and not really a cult because you could leave. Yeah. And no one's gonna brand you. But it's kind of like the toast. No kidding.
Yeah. Well, anyways, great for them. That's a lot of money to raise for a really good cause.
Yeah. So how was it raised? Like through people donating?
Yeah, I'm sure. And like they had performances, so they probably had like a crowd funding situation.
Yeah.
With the big names in the room. Dr. Oz and Maria Menounos hosted.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they were probably just getting that coin, you know?
Couple professional hosts.
Totally.
Love to see it.
Okay, next story isn't really a story. It's more of a photo because Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have a movie star moment in the rain. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have stepped out. They are back in the UK. They went to the annual Endeavour Fund Awards in London on Thursday. This is their last week/month of royal duties.
And it's also like their first public appearance together since the whole drama.
Yes. And they stepped out at this event. It was raining. Between the flashing camera lights reflecting off the rain and the duo sharing megawatt smiles and an umbrella, Meghan and Harry look straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster.
Movie glamour.
This photo, we posted it to the Toast Instagram, so if you don't know what we're talking about, just go checking it out. I saw it and literally my jaw dropped.
It took my breath away.
It is so iconic. I think that this is the photo that they are going to use of Meghan and Harry for generations to
textbooks.
Come. In textbooks. Like, it is their iconic photo. I don't think that their iconic photo like came on the day of their wedding. I'm not going to lie.
Neither.
But this photo, not only like do they look so beautiful, the way that they're looking at each other, the rain, the umbrella,
glam.
It's literally, you couldn't stage a better photo. And I think the fact that, you know, the surrounding circumstances, like this is their last week of royal duties, they look so happy. They're putting out this vibe of like, we made the right choice for ourselves.
Right. Like, this is like the epitome of like taking care of yourself. Like, look what happens when you make decisions for you and for nobody else.
And it's like, her makeup is sickening. Her dress is so beautiful, but none of it is out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's just a blue dress.
Yet the photo and the moment is extraordinary.
And her little smile when she looks at the camera is just so picture perfect.
This photo of her on Harry's arm where she's just like turned to the side looking at the camera.
She's so beautiful. Her skin is stunning. It's really, I just don't remember the last time a photo has been captured that's so iconic. Like, it will be remembered forever.
Like, for me, this should be Time's photo of the year.
By the way, it's 100% a contender.
And you know what? It makes me excited because it seems like they're so happy. They're just, you know, oozing glamour. And does this mean that we're going to get more photos like this going forward? Because that's what I'm here for.
She has time for herself now, you know?
I'm not even like a member of like Britain, so I don't care that they're not serving my country anymore.
You know, I'm not a member of Britain
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't even have skin in the game of like, they're not serving their royal duties, but now they're serving their glamorous duties.
And that is where we are members.
And that's where we come in.
Yeah, I think this is good. I feel like if anyone ever doubted their decision to leave, you see this picture and you're like, this was the right choice for them.
Yeah.
And then we got this photo. So I don't know if we would have gotten this photo. Like, maybe she would have chose a different outfit, a different hairstyle if she was still royal.
We just got like these series of photos. Or maybe someone else would have been carrying their umbrella.
Right.
It's like the umbrella and the rain and the snatchler of it all.
Her dress is Victoria Beckham and it's sold out, obviously.
Look at the photo of them from the back.
No, this whole evening, the rain is so annoying. It's become one of my least favorite things ever since we moved into the studio.
Oh, of course. But it can just be so glamorous. And that's why, you know, Taylor Swift loves doing concerts in the rain.
That's what I was going to say.
Like, when we went to her show in the rain, it added to the experience because we were all just like these little swamp monsters.
You have to not care about like your hair and your makeup. And at a Taylor Swift concert, all you care about is the performance.
I went to a wedding in the rain once. It was in like Austin in the summer. And just for the 45 minutes of the ceremony, monsoon.
Oh my God, that's
and
terrible.
It was an outdoor ceremony, indoor party.
Ooh.
But what they did, and like it was such a beautiful couple who loved each other so much. And they had everyone who's in the bridal party hold an umbrella.
Oh, cute.
And they made a chuppah out of the umbrellas,
Cute.
just like in the nick of time. And it wouldn't have been as magical without it. You know, then it just
sometimes it does ruin
another beautiful wedding.
Right.
I just thought it really added.
Speaking of Meghan Markle's incredibly glamorous moment, if you want to look something like a megastar, maybe a princess, you need to know about Charlotte Tilbury. She's one of the most highly regarded and influential celebrity makeup artists of all time. She's a groundbreaking female entrepreneur and founder of her eponymous company, Charlotte Tilbury Beauty. With 27 years in the beauty industry, she's been responsible for the creation of countless iconic beauty styles and is regarded as a visionary and trendsetter. In 2013, she forever changed the face of global beauty with the launch of her makeup and skincare collection, decoding her traditionally closed-door VIP expertise, giving women and men the tools to be the most beautiful versions of themselves. Her client list, when it comes to celebrities, is iconic. We got Kate Moss, Amal Clooney, Jennifer Aniston, Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, Salma Hayek, Miranda Kerr, Nicole Kidman, anyone who's fabulous.
Jackie and Claudia Oshry.
Soon to be. Charlotte Tilbury and Charlotte Tilbury Beauty have won over 280 awards globally, worked on over 180 magazine covers, and 600 plus editorial advertising campaigns. Her products are hyper curated with Charlotte's innovative know-how and are easy to choose and easy to use. Each product in the range includes instructions on how to use it, and as well as engaging tutorials and video content alongside every product. Her Pillow Talk collection is Charlotte's best-selling, globally adored nude pink shade that's on everyone's lips. Actually, Margaret Josephs had it at the concert last night, and in the name of coronavirus, I did use it as well. It's a little black dress of makeup, versatile and dreamy, the perfect pink nude shade to bring out the most beautiful version of you. The proof is in the numbers. It's America's most loved lipstick. They loved Pillow Talk. In 2019, it was the #1 lipstick in the US. And as of January 16th of this year, there are now more Pillow Talk shades to love. Charlotte is expanding her iconic Pillow Talk collection to include medium and intense shades of each cult Pillow Talk product. So there's a lipstick, a lip liner, a blusher, and an eye palette. The adored iconic shade is now available to flatter everyone's natural beauty and can be used to dial up your look for every mood, from day to desk to date and beyond. Charlotte Tilbury is shoppable directly from charlottetilbury.com, as well as their freestanding beauty wonderland at the Grove in LA. They're sold at most Nordstrom and Sephora's in North America. Visit charlottetilbury.com for store finder. Thank you, Charlotte Tilbury, for sponsoring this next story.
Love it. Sign on, become the Snatchler. I absolutely love Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm so excited to be working with them.
No, I know. I mean, first of all, a redheaded queen has no choice but to respect a fellow redheaded queen.
No, and I use so much of their products. Pillow Talk is truly like the #1 lip in the game.
I saw her at Bloomingdale's once.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Fabulous.
She's very tall.
Okay, next up, speaking of people who are fabulous, Demi Lovato celebrates self-love in her new single, I Love Me, with an accompanying music video.
That was not really subtle at all.
No, throughout the new music video, so do you like it? Because it's just overt.
Yeah.
Throughout the new music video, the singer takes a trip down memory lane as she walks through the streets of New York as moments from her past pass her, including the Jonas Brothers and a reference to her overdose.
And Wilma Valderrama at the end.
Yes. The song is I think this is like a new trend, on the nose.
Yeah, it's like not subtle.
And I'm loving it. Like we had that with Katy Perry's song yesterday, even the Celine Dion song that we heard last night. Mm-hmm. It's called Courage, by the way, the song
Fabulous.
About her grief. And the tour is called Courage too. We just listened to the song in the studio. It's super cute.
It's cute. It's not her typical like belty, more like anthem-y vibe.
But you've got to get you
pop.
A girl who can do both.
Agreed.
And anyone is so ballad, you know, emotional.
This is a song that would be played on the radio.
Yes, but it also has a lot of heart. And I also feel like I hope it plays on the radio because anyone like sitting in the back of the car like feeling terrible about themselves because they just weighed themselves.
Hi, that's me.
And listens to the lyrics and realizes that like you need to love yourself more and before you can love anyone else. Yeah. I think it's a great message, like Josie and the Pussycat style, to be ingraining into the young minds.
Totally. And the young minds are wild and out. I mean, did you see all this controversy with the TikTok kids? They're all at the Cove in Atlantis, and they're all like TikToking in their like little bikinis, and like people are like all up in arms about it.
Who?
Like Perez Hilton, like literally being like, these kids, like my kids when they're 15, they're not going to be in their bathing suits.
Why is Perez Hilton on TikTok?
He comes up on my For You page. I'm about to block him just so I can stop getting his videos.
Stop seeing that fodge.
They're so cringy, like, and they're so terrible. And he's just like It's like, okay, if you think it's weird that 15-year-olds are in their bikinis on TikTok, sure. What I think is weird is an old man talking about their bodies.
Yeah,
like that's creepy.
Yeah, I've seen this vacation content. I love it. They're having so much fun.
And by the way, they're real kids with like real bodies. I'm obsessed with Addison. I've become like her #1 fan, and her body is just perfect, like, and it's not crazy, unattainable. It's just like a kid's body. I know that sounds so weird.
Yeah, I agree completely. That never fazed me.
And like, let their parents parent them. The internet doesn't need to. They have parents.
Yeah,
and they're very active. The parents.
Yeah, and the kids are having a good time. The kids seem all right, you know.
Yeah.
So
the kids are all right.
Fifth and final story before we bring out Mr. and Mrs. Sitch. Nicki Minaj's husband has been arrested by the feds for not registering as a sex offender. Nicki Minaj's husband's past is coming to bite him in the ass as he's been arrested by U.S. Marshals on an indictment for failing to register as a sex offender, TMZ has learned. Kenneth Petty was in federal court custody Wednesday. We're told he turned himself into the Marshals. According to court docs, he'll face a judge later today. And then the update is that he appeared in court and pled not guilty.
I think one of the weirdest flexes of 2020 is Nicki Minaj very quietly being married to a sex offender.
Yes, very quiet, except for today.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it because it's so weird. Like, these are not real people problems, you know? Like, oh, my husband forgot to go to court for a sex offender child.
He forgot to register as a sex offender.
It's just so weird.
He's so forgetful.
And it's like, who could be married to someone like, I don't know. I mean, I think there are people on the sex offender registry who are like genuine, like it sucks. Like on a Law and Order SVU, it happens all the time where it's like this 19-year-old was like dating a 17-year-old, you know? And it's like, that's to like statutory rape. Like, to me, that's not a sex offender. Like, a sex offender is this guy like being accused of molesting his little cousin.
Yeah, but also her husband's a sex offender and her brother is a sex offender.
You know, she keeps good company.
She does. She really does.
She has, you know, at least she's consistent.
Totally. Also, wait, before we bring out Mr. and Mrs. Sitch, I want to touch briefly on Love is Blind reunion.
Yes, of course.
Because I watched it last night, and it was nice to put a bow on things and see where things shook out, but the reunion was trash.
Okay, I 100% agree. And it's so funny how I feel as though a lot of reality and unscripted shows are following the Bravo formula, but nobody can do it like Bravo can.
No.
And I just thought the set was so trashy. Honestly, I liked them, but Vanessa and Nick Lachey were horrible. Like, there was no fluidity. Like, the questions were weird. There was all over the place, like choppy, chop, chop.
Choppy, chop, chop. I felt like it was cut up on iMovie.
To me, the only interesting thing was that Giannina and Damian are together, but if you're in the Toast is Blind group, you know that they've been together since the day of the wedding.
Yeah, it was rough. I think Vanessa Lachey
did better.
But that's also because she is more of a host.
Yes.
It was really strange, but you can't compare season 1 reunion of Love is Blind to season 10 reunion of Real Housewives.
Go back and watch a season 1 Real
with
Housewives.
Their set that they got so much shit for. But I just feel like it was weird because they would say, how have you been in the last year and a half? And you're supposed to sum up your year and a half in one sentence.
Well, I'm sure they had more time, but they cut it to 45 minutes. It was just so boring. And
it was so boring.
The clip they released was the only interesting part of Amber calling Jessica shiesty. And to be honest,
shiesty.
I felt bad for Jessica at the reunion. Like, honestly, I would not have shown up. She was like a joke of the season. Literally, everyone is saying such mean things about her online. Like, it took a lot of balls for her to get up there. And to be honest, it's like she's single now, and you're in a happy marriage with Barnett. Like, just let it die.
Yeah. I agree.
Except, and oh my God. Okay. The Kelly and Kenny stuff was actually really interesting because you could tell, I think that Kelly actually maybe have regretted a little bit not being with Kenny, and Kenny's in this new fabulous relationship. And Kenny's girlfriend
is a toaster.
No, well, maybe. I think she might be. TBG knows her. We were talking about it last night.
Wow.
Yeah, she works for TBG's company.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow. I love to see that. I'm glad that Kelly realized, like,
yeah, and it was just like she was the one who said no to him, and then like they're at this reunion, and she's like kind of there with like, he's like so happy, and she's like, yeah, I'm still single,
Yeah, and she's crying.
Yeah,
and he's strong. The tables have turned.
It was interesting to see how different people look after a year and a half, though. Barnett looks so different. Diamond looks so different. Amber, like everyone looks so different, except Lauren and Cameron look the same to me. Giannina cut her hair; she looks the same. Damian looks the same. It's just weird how like people like age in a year and a half.
Yeah, I just feel like I didn't get what I wanted out of it, but what I got, like, I didn't need. I don't know.
I don't know what I wanted,
really wanted
though.
To explore, like, what's going on with Mark.
He got no airtime.
I've been seeing in Toast is Blind that he's, like, majorly thirsty. He was engaged when he went on the show or some shit like that.
There's a rumor that he was had a girlfriend, but he went on the Be There and Vibe podcast and said that's not true.
Oh, okay. But there's something strange about him. And, like, I feel like Jessica could have used that opportunity to be like, listen, Mark was giving me, like, what every girl wants, but there was something not adding up.
Right.
And he went home and he did this and that. Like, she should have called him out.
Yeah, but you know what? I think she just wanted it to be over.
Yeah, and you know what? I respect, like, I'm done, like, taking
shit, talking shit, same.
because these are real people. And I think you go on TV and you expect, people are going to criticize you, but the magnitude that Love is Blind and the scale at which, like, it's really taken over the world,
they never
expected that. And so, for that reason, I'm letting it go.
Okay, we're going to bring out Mike the Situation and his wife Lauren. If you have questions for them, please drop it in the YouTube stream. And our segment with them is brought to you by Betterment. Here's an honest question. How are you supposed to know what to do with your money? Very few of us are exposed to meaningful advice on how to manage our finances. Even fewer have the means to get professional financial guidance. Betterment is a platform that was built to do something radical, give accessible financial advice that puts you first. If you're like most Americans, your money is probably sitting in a savings account, likely earning you next to nothing. Maybe you have an investment account that you're not really sure what to do with. Betterment can help you make sense of what to do with your money. Investing involves risk, but you don't have to know the ins and outs of the stock market to start saving or start investing for your future. Betterment's technology will put your money to work, choosing the stocks and strategies that are right for you, because we know you have other things to do, like listen to the Toast. Betterment's platform can even provide you with guidance on what financial goals make sense for you. Give your money a new home with Betterment, peace of mind included. Download the Betterment app today. That's BETTERMENT for the betterment of you. We will be right back with the Sorrentinos. Stay tuned. Go get a snack. Go to the bathroom. Don't go far.
Bye.
We are back with the Situations, the Sorrentinos, and now podcast hosts, Mike and Lauren. Welcome to the Morning Toast.
Oh my God.
Thank you
Thank you for having us, guys.
This is so exciting. You guys just launched your podcast last week. First episode. It's called Here's the Sitch.
Yes.
Great
Here's
name.
The Sitch. Thank you.
When you were calling yourself the Situation back in the day, like, did you know, were you doing it for branding purposes? Because now you have this whole brand and you can use the name. Your YouTube is the Situations. But was it just a funny nickname or were you always forward thinking?
At the time in college, my nickname was Mikey Abs, and I didn't think that was going to stick.
Right.
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
And
What if you get hungry?
When I had my first interview with MTV, they were like, "What is your nickname?" So I came up with the Situation, and their response was very telling that I should call my attorney immediately to trademark the Situation, because they were like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And so that's where the Situation was born about 10 years ago.
And Lauren, do you like being Mrs. Situation?
I do like being Mrs. Situation.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the podcast. Why'd you want to start it? And what's the strategy?
Well, technically, I didn't want to start the podcast. technically. My wife is the one, or the brains of this operation here. And
Always.
She's like, we should start a podcast and we should start a YouTube channel. Hence, we started both right around the time when I got home from prison. And we're really big into positivity.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't think that we see that often. So we wanted to spread that message, to people out there that are going through obstacles or depression or anxiety or just life's challenges, because we feel that we've been through a lot of situations and have a lot of wisdom to share.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Like your arc, you've really reformed so much. And I feel like you were such a changed person even before you went to prison. Like
Yes.
that one season we saw was like kind of heartbreaking just to see you being in such a better position in your life, but still having to like go back to that darkness.
Yeah.
How are you doing now?
We're doing fantastic. We've been out of prison for a couple months.
He says we. I was in the version.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
The wife was actually in prison technically too. She was holding down the fort at home with Moses, our dog.
Yeah.
And she was away from her husband
I was on the front lines
for 8 months.
in the world.
And
Yeah.
we had just
So
gotten
hard.
married. So that's technically, to be honest with you guys, that's not a cool situation.
No.
So she also was in the trenches too. But we're doing really awesome right now. Thank you.
Can you explain or go into the decision to get married before prison? I loved it.
Yes. The decision was the fact that, we were going through a very stressful time and we were so in love and we wanted to sort of get married. I had engaged the prior season on Jersey Shore and it was such a beautiful moment. And I really didn't want, what we were going through to sort of stop us from really just cementing our love and our relationship and getting married and sort of living happily ever after. So after we got engaged the next season, Jersey Shore said, do you guys want to get married? And I said, I definitely do. But I was also going to prison that season as well. So it wasn't a very easy